Sure. Let me go ahead and go to YouTube. Okay, guys. Again, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is ready for another edition of our Axie Bootcamp. This time, we're gonna be, of course, our guest for today is Zero. He will tell us about more himself. But for tonight's show, of course, we will be our main host is Sil. I hope everyone's doing great and enjoy this another series of Axie Bootcamp. Just want to inform everyone to keep your mic muted so that our presenter will not be interrupted. And again, for any questions, use the English voice text chat. And that's it for me. I will hand you over now to Sil so we could get started. Have a great day. Have a great night. Enjoy, everyone.
Hello,
Thank you.
guys, everyone. Good evening once again. This is Sil, and I'm really excited for tonight's bootcamp. For tonight's bootcamp, it's actually one of my favorite speakers. This is kind of biased, but I learned a lot from the previous bootcamp of Zero. I really applied it on my game, and it really helped me a lot on my arenas. So it was really a good opportunity for us to have Zero come back
SWB
for
audio
us and do
captured,
another
not
bootcamp for
registered.
everyone. So, okay, I think we can already start Zero. For now, I know you have already introduced yourself prior to this bootcamp, but can you also share again your background, how you started with Axie, and let's proceed on the teams that you are using for tonight, Zero.
Sure. All right. Thanks for having me again, guys. Seal Steffi, Helmarch. My name is Zero. I'm a Symphony player from Malaysia. I'm currently in Team Meditate, which is the same team as Seb 1437, Elijah, and the rest. I've been playing Axie since March, so around 6 months, and and yeah, it's great to be here again to share, to share what I know with you guys.
Thank you, Zero. We are really excited for tonight's bootcamp. Prior to this bootcamp, in your previous bootcamp, you taught us about the tempo, the threat, and the winning condition. Today, will you be sharing that one again, or will you be adding additional stuff and insights for us to learn about?
I'll be sharing something new that you will apply along with the threat tempo and weakness. It's mainly about reading information,
Right?
right? And when you that together with the TTW, with the threat tempo and weakness, it will help you win a lot of games because information is half the battle. It's the same with Axie, and yeah, I hope that what I explain will be clearer, and when you apply that in your games, it will help you win more.
All right, we are really excited on that one. But for now, I think we can already start introducing your lineup. I think your lineup has changed. Previously, I think you were using a Bonnie lineup, and right now you are using a
SWB
VP lineup.
audio captured, not
Yeah.
registered.
Since the last time I was invited here, the meta did change a little bit. Cute bunnies aren't that strong anymore, so right now mainly I'm playing this double plant and bird. Sometimes I play bugs as well. Sometimes I play the shrimp mech. But for the purpose of this lesson, we'll be mainly using this double plant and bird. Yeah. So going into this double plant and bird, this might you guys might be familiar with this. Some people call it the Jobos plant, right, in the mid with the gravel end of the gravel end. So it's a very strong actually because it is very strong in the 1v1 situation. It's also very strong in the whole team, especially when you pair it with the bird. So this is one of the lineups that a lot of players are running. Players like Endar, who is also from the Philippines, um, and a couple of others. Right, this is one of the more popular lineups. My front tank. All right, wait. Let me just go through this Jobos plant first. So it has Biden's, which is a 0 cost with 50 shield. It has Zigzag, which is it heals 60. It heals the damage you do along with 60 shields. It has Cactus, for damage, and Gravel End, which disables all melee cards from the opponent. Right. Some of you guys may be familiar with this plant already. My tank is a classic brawler tank, as some people like to call it. It's just here to survive as long as possible while doing damage. It has Beach for shield. It has the Hot Butt to disable mouth cards. It has Sando to deal with bugs, as well as just do high bug beast damage, and Vegetal to control tempo. And last but not least, it's the backline bird. It's the sneaky rate bird.
SWB
It's the
audio
sad bird, right?
capture
It's the sad
not
bird. So
registered.
it's the sad bird. This is some people. This is a bit different than what people usually see. Normally, some players, before the sneaky rate bird was popular, most people play it with the Indes or Elijah bird with the hair, Peace Treaty, and Egg Bomb. But now, because there's a lot of in the high MMRs, there's a lot of backline win conditions, right, for opponents, whether it's a backline mech or a backline plant with Hatsune, things like that, things that your plant cannot win 1v1. This bird helps a lot. Some people whenever I stream, whenever I play this lineup, a lot of people ask, why sneaky raid? Why sneaky raid? Why not go for dark soup? Mainly it's because a lot of players, they will always put a faster red line in the mid on the opponent's side. So Dark Soup will not be able to attack the win condition of the opponent. They will always attack the fastest one, which is in high MMR. They always put it in mid. Right? So the sneaky raid always targets the furthest, which is always at the back. So this one helps a lot. So this is the lineup that I'll be showing today. Yep. When I face against lineups like sometimes any lineup with a shrimp and a mech, it's highly dependent on my card draw. Bugs are hard as well because I don't have I have Sando, I have the bird, but it's not the best. It's winnable, but it's not easy. And
SWB audio
yeah,
capture
and any
not
lineup with
registered.
shrimp, like this is a shrimp. Whenever they can kill my bird easily, then I have trouble facing that as well. And anything with backdoor, actually, like backdoor birds, usually I have a tough time. Yeah, and sometimes double plant mirrors are actually okay. It's just mainly anything that has backdoors. It's always poisons or sneaky raid with backdoor. Anything with backdoor it's a tougher matchup.
What are your thoughts with the new shrimp with Blue Moon, Crimson Water, and Oranda? I think that is the max damage pure aqua right now, and all the nerfs weren't targeting those cards. And I've been seeing a lot of those cards, and I've been seeing the price of that Axie go a really steep right now.
Yeah, this is the Oranda version is very strong. It's all three 120 damage cards, right? So you can pretty much four card almost anything except like things like reptile or plants or dusk. So that's very popular because a lot of people are running the backline mech right now, and you need some way to deal with them because uh Twin Tail and Furball, ever since the season 19 patches, it just deals a lot of damage. It has the same play style and mindset as the Sneaky Raid Bird, which is it will always target the backline. So when you have something that targets the backline, it will help the matchup a lot. So I have this variant which is running the clamshell, which gives me more damage against bugs and beasts. So it's a good replacement for the Oranda, and it's probably slightly cheaper as well.
SWB audio capture not
Each of the
registered.
matches that we are having.
Of course. So yeah, I'm pretty high MMR now, so the queues might take some time. But yeah. In the meantime, I can explain the main the main focus of today's bootcamp, which is teaching you guys, explaining to you guys how you can use information to win you games, right? Along with identifying, the threat, tempo, and weakness. So that recently there was a patch, there was an update that messed up the card counter, which is usually at the top right corner. It shows the amount of cards your opponent has in his hand. Right now, it's slightly bugged in a way that during the action phase, you can no longer see how many cards he has remaining. So that is an important information to know when you play your games. Right now, it's slightly bugged, so it makes it a lot harder uh, to know how many cards the opponent has in his hand, because it's not just energy that you have to keep track of. If you want to play at a higher level, if you want to get through your ceiling, knowing how many cards the opponent has and what card he has already placed comes into a very important. Uh, it's a very important information that you need to know, and likewise, hiding information is very important as well. Um, so every single card you use, sometimes, like for example, if you're playing double aqua plant, right, and you draw Nemos, you don't need to use the Nemos. Uh, you don't need to use the Nemos if you don't need energy. Mainly because if you use the Nemos, your opponent will know that, hey, the cards he had in his hand is Nemos, so they can play accordingly, right? So now, game, I'm facing a very
SWB audio
not a classic
capture
poison, but
not registered.
but
Yield Guild games.
alright.
Word as of.
But yeah, this is a poison opponent. So what information, like I'm not gonna talk too much about the threat, tempo, and weakness, because we did talk about that earlier. But just a quick one, the threats is, this backline has heal, so we need to. This is his win condition, going to the 1v1 with a heal. So we want to avoid that. Right. So with past experience, we always know that poison lineups like to skip round one, or they just play like their plant cards with Yam or with Disguise Vegetal. Usually here, since I have no way of attacking, he's not gonna go attack with Yam. Right. So he skips round one. So what information do we have? We know that he has 5 cards, 5 energy, and we know he has 9 cards. Right. 5 energy and 9 cards. That's the information we have right now. So with 5 energy, it's all guesswork for now, because we can never know, how many cards does he have on his mid or on his back. But as the game progresses, when he starts using cards, you will get that information, right? So since I'm very far from the back door, like I pretty much have no way to backdoor, and I have okay aggressive plays, but they're not the best. If I skip here and he kills my bird, I'm completely fine, because he has to use 4 energy, or at least 4 cards to kill my bird. So since like my bird has only 1 card, I'm okay to lose it. I can just skip here. Right, so he chomps the mid. So we know that he uses 2 energy and 3 cards. So he will have 4 energy next turn, +2, and draws 3 cards. So he got another 9 cards. So we know that he used 1 chomp and 1 winghorn and 1 grass snake. So we know that he has only 1 more combo of the 2 energy combo. Right. So okay. So right now we
SWB audio
have
capture not
still no ways
registered.
of playing really aggressive. He still has 4 energy. 4 energy is more than enough to kill the bird. With this, not the best card draw. This is very bad card draw. But the best play right now would be to skip again. And it sucks. It might suck to lose the bird, but it's probably the best move right now. Right. So we finally draw our cards. Uh, okay. So we finally draw our cards. He has 6 energy now. He has 6 energy, and he has 12 cards. Right. So now we can kill off his win condition with something like this, and he'll never hit the front. Right. So we can kill him off with this. And now we just need to worry about him killing the mid. So with 6 energy, he can actually kill the bird as well as do a lot of damage on the mid. So we want to keep the mid alive as well. So he has one more wing. We know he has one more wing horn chomp combo, which is 2 energy. We know that he hasn't used any cards on his midline, which is quite high damage against the bird. But he still needs 4 cards. He needs to use double ivory or double tiny catapult to kill the bird. So with this 100 shield, it should actually survive. But we will see. Right, so he plays 100 shield. That is Winghorn Grassnake Chomp. So we know that he has no more Winghorn until he redraws it in round 5 or 6. Right, so he heals here. So with the information we have, we know that he doesn't have any more Winghorns. He doesn't have any more Chomps. So we should be pretty safe in the midline. We don't need to overplay cards.
SWB audio
Which
capture
actually did.
not registered.
He played 5 cards. Right. So he played 3 energy there and 1 energy at the front, but he uses 1 disguise. While he ended his turn really quick, which means that he most likely skips here. And we can just do the same. We can skip as well. Or he just plays. He has a lot of energy. It doesn't really matter. We can still get 1 more turn of value with our bird. So here we sacrifice the bird because the bird is not useful anymore in this matchup. We already got like maximum value out of the bird killing the backline. Now we can just kill we can kill the tank, and then with gravel we should be able to use V1. Right. So he's forced to use like 4 energy just to kill the bird because he doesn't have high damage, and the bird it's not even dead. So Yam. So we know that he has both Yams used. He used 4 energy here, and what was that? October and Yam, right? October and Yam. So we know that he has no more energy. He still has 1 sneaky raid, but no more tiny catapults, 1 ivory, so we can just play something like this. He might play something like October, so maybe we just play this. Okay, he plays Vegeto. So that's he redraws the Yam, which means that this is the 3rd Yam. We get 1 energy. So I actually miscount. I'm not sure how much energy he has right now.
SWB audio capture not registered.
So we know he's still trying to save cards on his backline, which means that he's going to constantly try and sort of protect tank as much as he can. So we want to make sure that the tank dies. Can't stun us, so we can get rid of the poison. Probably this is the better move in case he has Yam. So we overkill him slightly. Completely fine. He saves energy, but we still want more. Okay, so it's 2 versus 1 now. He has sneaky raid, but his damage output isn't that high. We know that he used 2 tiny catapults earlier. It's round 9. He draws 3 cards. Because the card counter was broken, we can't really tell how many cards he has right now in his hand. But we can assume that he has pretty much 7 cards or even full hand cards. So sneaky raid is completely useless here. The max shield and max damage he can put out is maybe 320 damage, right? With 4 cards, double tiny catapult, double ivory. 320 damage is not enough to kill. Along with the bonus, of course, it's roughly 400 damage. So we can just play something like this. It's okay if he kills the front line because it doesn't really matter. We actually want him to kill the front line because then we don't need to draw on the front line. So he plays double ivory. It's wasted energy, some damage, but it's not that much. So we know that he has tiny catapult only. The only shields he can put up is 160 shield maximum every single turn. Right, so we can do this. Right, we can flame to use tiny catapult every turn. Likely he doesn't have energy to be stolen actually. So let's see. right? We do this
SWB audio
just to make
capture,
sure that
not
our
registered.
mid line doesn't die. Right, double range, double gravel. That's the max shield and max damage you can output every single turn. Uh, he's not to use a lot of cards. He's gonna use like just Venom Spray or something. Double Spray is 60 shields. So with 60 shields, that puts him at 360 370 EHP. This is 150 damage. It's probably we should just play this buy one more turn, and we kill with the double prickly the next turn. Right, so he plays high shield. Right, so the next Blood Moon round 12 is 110 damage. We can just kill him with this. The max damage you can do is 20 plus 80, which is roughly 200 damage. 200 damage, that puts us at roughly 190 HP, but he will die 300 damage minus 170. That will put him at weight. So if he has 170 shield, that puts him at 400. The Blood Moon will do 110, so this should be enough to kill him. Oh, he doesn't have enough damage. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't redraw the catapult, so he will just die here.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Yes. Like 100. Yeah, 102. Yeah, I like 3 wins. If I win 3 wins in a row, I'll go up to top 50. And if I lose three games in a row, I'll drop to like 300. It's very close right
With
now.
the leaderboard, the season being extended due to the cheat that was maintenance previously. What are your thoughts
Mhm.
about it? Was the extension too long, or was it justified to have it extended by 2 weeks?
I think the extension is too long. It's like an additional 2 weeks, right? It goes through Christmas and onto New Year, and
Yeah.
a lot of people celebrate Christmas and whatnot, right? For me, I was hoping it ends last week, even with the cheaters, because like it the cheaters, like right now there's still a couple of them still in the leaderboards. Maybe 2 weeks is definitely way too long. Um, like right now there's this RLG guy. He's probably banned. Full of others. Uh, the others just dropped out as well. This is not. But yeah, other cheaters already dropped out. So I feel like 2 weeks is a little bit way too long. Honestly, like I think less than 5 days would be fine. You don't want to uh extend it past Christmas. You don't want to extend it to New Year because you ruin a lot of people's plans. Like personally, I'm going on holiday during Christmas, but now
Yeah.
I have to play actually
SWB audio
not the best
capture, not
situation. Yeah,
registered.
a lot of pro players also raise that up as well because it's just not a really great uh, situation to be in.
Yeah,
A
that's
couple of
honestly
my
true. Imagine you are waiting for the new year and the countdown is there and you're still playing Axie.
yeah. Yeah, like even a couple of pro players, they already gave up on this season because they already have holiday plans which cannot be postponed or extended, and definitely family and friends and real life comes first. They're not going to just because of one season they're gonna have to cancel their holiday plans which they planned according to the season. So a couple of players already like just gave up on this season, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely 2 weeks is way too long. I think 5 to at most a week is probably the best.
Yeah, I do definitely agree with you. When I saw the extension was 2 weeks long, I think it was really long. I think I do agree as well with you again. I think it should be around 5 or 6 days. I think that's enough already to boot out the cheaters on the leaderboard and for people to be able to catch up.
Yep.
Since we are in the talks about the patches and the maintenance recently, there was a mid-season nerf. It was the bumpy bone sale, the overgrowth keratin and the bone sale. What are your thoughts on this? Should the devs have waited until the end of the season before they did the nerf, or was it really justified since it's really kind of broken? But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I thought they forgot about it when I read the patch notes when Season 19 came out. I was looking through and I was like, alright, bumpy, like Bozil definitely will be nerfed, uh, so that, you can't draw infinite cards. But I was surprised it wasn't. And obviously, I think the devs were surprised that they forgot. Maybe they forgot, they left this out. One of the most broken mechanics.
SWP
And
audio
the first
capture
week or
not
two,
registered.
was just everyone just breeding and buying bumpy bone sales. Um, it's obviously not a great, like, a way to deal with it, but like nerfing mid-season. But I don't think they had any other choice. If they didn't act on it, season 19 right now would be probably just bumpy bone sales everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And to counter bumpy bone sales, you need gravel. So it's either you either play gravel or bumpy bone sale, and that's gonna be that's gonna be season 19.
Yeah.
And uh, and it definitely hurt a lot of breeders and people who bought before the nerf. But I think in the long run, for the sake of the whole season and all the other players, I think it was the lesser of two evils.
Alright, yeah, I think that was a good answer, and I would really agree on that one. I think they really missed out that one. It was during the preseason when the keratin and the bone cell was discovered. Actually, there were a lot of YouTube videos already, and until season 19, they didn't do anything about it. And yeah, it is a really miss from their end, but at least they still tried to fix it. But mid-season,
Yep.
I think it's pretty controversial, but we can't do anything about it, and we just need to move forward. Guys, if you have any questions to our speaker Zero, you can type it on the English voice text. For now, Zero, I think you can already proceed in queuing on your arena match.
Sure.
And the queuing right now is pretty long. How long do you usually wait? Oh wait, yeah, it was quick right now.
Okay, triple aqua. Triple aqua. All right. Uh, so for this matchup, for double plant is usually quite favored, but he has a scarab in the backline, which just makes it harder. So this is one of the threats of this
SWP
matchup,
audio
and
capture
also
not
final tap,
registered.
which targets idle opponents. So these are the two main things you gotta look out for. That I have to look out for in this current matchup. So we'll here's a tip when if you guys are playing no double plants. Here's a very good tip when playing against double or triple aquas is that you have to look out for the magic number, which is 6. 6 energy is where they will try to kill your tank and then do a lot of damage to your mids, so much that you cannot use like your numbing plus heals. So that's something really important to look out for. So information wise, we know that he used 4 cards, which means that he only has 5 cards next turn, and 5 energy because he double tail step. So he has 5 cards, 5 energy. Um, so no more Nemos on this guy. Oops, no more Nemos on his Aqua. No more risky. With 5 energy, what's the max damage we can do? So with this information, we can know what's the max damage he can do and what actions we should take, right? So with 5 energy, he can do a lot of things, right? He's got 5 cards. Um, if he draws just 5, full damage cards, uh, he's going to be able to kill. We have no egg bomb to try and outplay. So at this point, we might just have to let these 3 cards die because it's just way too much energy for us to risk, playing something like this. And he plays 2 more Nemos. All right. So he has So he has 6 energy this turn, and he played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually played all his cards. So he has 6 energy, but only 3 cards. So we know that the max damage he can do is only 3 card damage.
SWB audio
3 card
capture
damage, we
not registered.
We have no idea where the 3 cards are, but we can guess, right? He used one of this, 2 Nemos are gone. 1 Sandal is gone. So we know that likely it's all cards, just not, you know, there's a probability that all the cards are on his back or on his back or on this bottom guy. So we can play, you know, we know that he has 3 energy. 3 energy is not enough to kill you. So he does play 1 Arco here. So that means this guy doesn't die, I think. It's not enough. Almost. Alright, he plays Arco. So that's 1 card use. So he has 5 cards next turn. We know that we didn't discard too many cards because he has no more. He played 6 of his 8 cards, 6 of his 8 possible cards. So unlikely we discard any. So we like the worst case scenario, he still has 5 cards on both his axes, right? Right now it's going to be pretty straightforward. He used 1 energy, which means that he has 7 energy now. Right, with 7 energy, he can play a lot of things, but with only 5 cards, he is quite limited. And this should be able to, even if it doesn't kill him, this is 138 plus 29 damage. He shouldn't be able to put up enough shields. So the bird we can just sacrifice here. And even if he kills the bird, this doesn't actually even kill the bird. This is not enough damage. Right, so this is the cards he has last turn. Right? So he has no range card. We know that we just need to gravel him to win. Let's see.
SWB audio capture not registered.
That he actually has no more cards in his hand. So right now he cannot put up any shields because all of it's melee. This is 80 plus 170, 250 damage. It's not enough. This is 128 plus 176 damage. This is enough to kill, and yeah, this should be over. It's a bit hard to like explain like the information without having like the card counter during the action phase. Maybe a replay will be clearer. Replays we still cannot tell like how many cards. It's not in the player perspective, so it might be a bit hard to understand as well. Let me see. There was one replay I wanted to show today. Right, it's good. It's this one, I think. Right. So it's the same double plant bird against shrimp mech lineup. Usually this matchup is very card draw dependent because, you know, whoever jumps first win. If his aqua jumps my bird first, I will lose because the mech will kill my plants. If I jump his mech first, I will win because he has no way to kill my immortal plant and my 2 plants. It's just too much HP. Right? So here I draw 6 cards. I'm close to backdoor. I'm like 1 card.
SWB audio capture not registered.
Plays these 3 cards. He plays these 3 cards on his mech, which we can see. This is information that he gave us. What information that he did give me in this round? It tells me that he has no other cards to play. He's nowhere close to Shrimp. He has no other good cards to play. So likely he has maybe October. Maybe he has like Aqua cards, but it's not enough to jump. That's why he plays 1 energy. He plays 1 energy and 2 0 cost, which means that he knows it means he doesn't have a lot of cards on his mech, and he doesn't have enough cards to actually pressure. So he plays, you know, 1/1/0 cost. Right. So here I draw the combo. I kill his backline. I saw 2 cards used, 83, which 83 shields, which is likely double Goda, right? Just because of shields, and I see 1 more revenge arrow. So we know that, you know, he used 3 energy, but he used 3 energy this turn. He used 1 energy the last turn, so he only has 3 energy this turn. So we know that 3 energy, what can he do? Can he wait? Let me. With 3 energy, he can try and kill us, right? With 3 cards, but you know, because he's behind, and we already saw 1 revenge arrow come out. We know that he is unlikely to kill us. He's unlikely to commit all 3 of his energy because he's behind. So that's why I shielded up. I played, you know, shields with the vegetal because with information I had, which is the amount of energy he has remaining, the amount of cards he has used so far. If he has double revenge arrow, I definitely do not shield up because he has a chance to kill me.
SWB audio
Right?
capture
But
not
because
registered.
he played 1 revenge arrow earlier, we know that he only has 1 more. 1 revenge arrow is 150 damage. So 2 revenge arrows is actually 300 damage, which is almost enough to kill me. Right? So seeing the 1 revenge arrow come out earlier, we know that he's likely gonna try and only play 2 cards, because if he plays any more, he's not going to be able to win the 1v1. So that's why, with the information that I had, I shielded up. I survived. I stole his 1 remaining energy. I used the hot butt, which disables the mosquito as well, so he cannot heal up. And my bird is still a traitor. Okay. So there's nothing he can play, right? He played double revenge arrow. He played 1 Piranha or Oranda, I don't remember. Or 120 damage. I think it was a Piranha, right? So he only has Orandas left. So Oranda damage is on a plant is 118 if comboed, and I think 115 if it's not comboed. Right? So that's why I play. Again, he's behind. He's going to try and take some risk, like playing 1 as low energy as possible in order to try and win. So I played shields. I played enough shields to survive 1 card, but instead he plays 2/0 cost. I think I crit here. Right, crit. But even if he played like 1 Hero's Bane, it was not enough to kill me. He had to redraw a revenge arrow or redraw a second Piranha, because we already saw 1 Piranha, 2 revenge arrows, and 1 Oranda come out earlier. So even if he has shrimp, it's like probability wise, he has, with 2 axes, he has around two axes, he has around a 16% chance to redraw Piranha, and you know, 16%
SWB audio
so
capture not registered.
chances that he will draw these damage cards. That's why I played the shield. But you know, at this point, it's there's no way he can win, right? So we're gonna not watch the standing he has.
I think you have mentioned something new to me. What is the rationale between the damage difference of Oranda when it's used as a solo card and when it's being comboed? Does cards damage fluctuates when it gets comboed with another cards, or if it plays alone? Because I was thinking about it before when I was facing Terminators. Sometimes the damage prior the nerf was 163, but sometimes it becomes 158, sometimes it becomes 161. And I was thinking about it might be because of the skill damage, the skill stats difference between your opponent. But right now you have mentioned that if you combo the card, the damage is actually stronger, and if you don't combo a card, the damage is actually weaker. So this is news to me, to be honest, and I think it's news to most of the people here. So would you like to explain that one? Don't you mind, if you don't
Sure.
mind?
Yeah. So in season 19, I mean, this skill damage, combos always dealt more damage previously, but this season they made it a lot clearer. right? In terms of how combo damage is calculated. So, combo damage comes from skill, right? So the higher amount of skill you have, the higher combo damage you have. So the formula bonus damage percent for combo is skill multiplied by 0.155 minus 12.5. So this will give you an estimate of the damage being dealt. Wait, let me check if the marketplace is big for.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Okay, so right, so this is the when you play one card, you always do the exact damage, or you might do less, or you might do more. So there's let's wait. Let me try and reorganize. So all right, let me give an example. Right, for if you are a beast, right, you have Revenge Arrow, which is 125 damage and 25 shield, right? So if you are an Aqua using this Revenge Arrow, all right. So wait, let me. All right. So this is Revenge Arrow damage and shield, right? If you're a beast, you would do more because you have the beast body bonus is 125 multiplied by the body bonus, which is 1.15. So you would do like 144 if you don't combo it. For an Aqua, it will always be the flat 125. So this is the body type advantage, right? The same. This is called stab, same type attack bonus. So this is the same stab bonus that beasts do, right? So which is 143, right? So if you combo it, if you play 2 Revenge Arrows, right? For example, right? For Aquas, if you combo it, you count this in, right? Bonus damage for combo is let's see, how much skill does an Aqua has? Aqua has pretty low skilled. Aquas have 35 skill. All right, so with that information, we know that the bonus damage per combo is 35 multiplied by 0.1055 minus 12.5 plus 125. Right, so this is after you combo this
SWB
damage,
audio
131.75.
capture, not registered.
The reason it was 150 is because you have to multiply that by the weakness, which is 1.15. See, 150. Because when we reuse Revenge Arrow on a plant, you do 15% more damage. So this is the 15% more damage. This is the multiple of the combo, and as you can see, it's exactly 150. That everything in Axie is rounded down, so it's lore. This is the exact damage. Right, 150. Right, so this is the combo damage. Aquas have one of the lowest skills, so their combos, they don't get too big of a difference. But let's take a body type that has very high skill, which is, I think, Max have, I'm not sure, 100%, 43 skill. All right, so let's take Revenge Arrow. I'm actually not sure Revenge Arrow damage on Mac, but I expect them to be exactly the same, right? So it's equals to this minus 1.075, because Max only get 7.5% bonus damage instead of 15. So this is Revenge Arrow on a mech, right? But when we take into account the skill, which is 43, right? They do 154, slightly more. It's actually not that much, but you know, every single damage bit counts. Sometimes if you're 1 damage off, then you'll be like, why didn't I combo that? Why did I play an additional, say, for example, a 0 cost to go with it? Because it's actually like slightly more damage.
SWB audio
reason the number
capture,
is,
not
the bigger
registered.
it shows up. So if this was like Cactus, right? If Cactus is 150 damage, you'll see like the numbers actually show a lot bigger in difference. right?
Zero, the spreadsheet that you were using a while ago, the one that has I think it's the list of damages. Is it open in public or is it something that your guild is currently using?
You mean this one?
Yeah, is it okay to share it to our community or is it
Yeah.
something
This
personal?
is this is actually released by Axie Infinity. This was on the season 19 patch notes.
Is it okay for you to drop it down here on the English voices? There,
Yep.
there. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
So this was
Yeah.
provided by Axie.
It was really something new for me. I didn't know that a compound cart right now is computed as a different one. Previously, I was just assuming that there is a computation behind it. But right now, since you have shown us how to compute it and such, I think we can do more analytical risk. We can actually do more calculated risk, and I think it would actually help us in our games moving forward.
Yeah, it's good for like calculating, especially when you're playing things like aquas or double aqua or like Plan B's bird, where you want always to just do exactly the amount of damage you want, because like you don't want to overplay, you don't want to underplay as well. So people, they don't like to calculate, they just like to play the games, and then based on experience they can know, okay, so Revenge Arrow does 150, so they always remember that. But having this calculation, it might be too fast to calculate in game, but during your downtimes you can always mess around with the numbers, try and see what's the highest damage you can do. For example, what sort of combo will a risky
SWB
will
audio
risky
capture,
fish
not
Revenge Arrow do
registered.
more, or will Oranda Revenge Arrow do more if you play 4 cards? So you get to get the exact damage values, and that will affect your decision making as well.
Thank you so much. It is really frustrating for you to actually under damage an axe and you don't actually know what happened. And due to this one, I think I got enlightened on why my damage are sometimes weaker, why my damage is sometimes stronger. So thank you so much on that one, Zero.
No problem.
For now, I think do you want to continue playing or is it too much pressure? Your MMR right now is so high that I think there's so much pressure in going. Or do you want to do replays? Or maybe we can check out Marketplace if you want.
Actually, I think it's fine. But I think we can since we've been talking a lot about the double plant lineup, I think we can show Marketplace what sort of what's the price of this, and what sort of replacements you can get
Alright.
that works for more budget teams.
Okay, I've been asking our previous bootcamp speakers about this one. Currently we are doing 3 lineups. One is a really budget lineup, someone a scholar who just wants to graduate and wants to compete somehow or just raise his MMR. I think 1.8 to 2K or 2.1. A budget lineup for that one. Next one is check the price of your current lineup, and I think that's what you're gonna do right now. And lastly, if you're going to build a really new lineup, lineup from scratch right now to face or to counter any metas on the leaderboards, which lineup would it be? So I think those are the 3 lineups that we can create right now, and maybe we can list down the prices
SWB
so
audio
people can
capture,
actually
not
canvas or
registered.
can actually consider on buying the lineups afterwards.
Sure.
Alright,
So
thanks.
we can start. Wait, I think like even my current lineup is pretty cheap right now. Let me see how much the price is. If it's like under maybe 0.1, if it's under like 0.2, maybe it's especially for graduating scholars, if they want a lineup that can work from 1200 to 3000, this is definitely a lineup that can go all the way. Sneaky rate very expensive now, but let's just look at the Jobos plant first, right? So gravel, cactus, Biden's, and Zag. So min max one, a pure breed, is almost complete one is actually this is the exact same one. It's 0.06. It's actually quite cheap right now. The market is flooded with these. That's why the prices will actually continue to drop. So that right? So gravel plant is 0.016, and let's take a look at the tank. So there's a lot of different variants of the tank you can run. Uh, the cheapest one that works is something like this: uh, beach and vegetable, right? Right. So yeah, this is, you either go beach or cactus. Everything else is fine. The only difference between this and the one I'm running is that the difference is the October. It's actually a big damage difference
SWB
because
audio
you're
capture,
missing like
not registered.
134 damage against plants. So let's just say tank A is 0.062, and if we remove the cactus, pumpkin, we go for sando or buzz. So buzz is the cheaper option, or scarab, right? So yeah, these are pretty expensive because of cattail. Cattail is very strong in the current meta, and that's why I don't use it yet, because I'm kind of I don't have the funds to really buy something like this. So uh, even without cattail, it's okay for a lot of the matchups. So let's see if for hotbutt, right? Hotbutt is 0.065, right? It's almost the same price uh, for something that has slightly more damage, right? So this is the plant, and let's look at the group. So the dark. So you guys actually don't need sneaky raid if you're aiming to go to like 2,500 mmr, or if if like you're graduating and your main focus is to get 21 SLP, you don't need a sneaky raid. Sneaky raid is almost purely a top 200 uh axie, right? Because it's meant to counter whatever is in the top 200 right now, which is backline max. So I almost searched Elijah Bird for some reason, but yeah, the classic version, there's two versions you can run. You can run it with dark soup, egg bomb, hair, and blackmail. This is something you see also in double anemone comps, right? With the blackmail. So these dark soup, these are like
SWB audio capture, not registered.
is total price of this is roughly 0.182. So with let's assume if this is like $700, which is maybe 3 to 4 months of SLP, right? For $700. But this lineup is something that definitely can reach 2.5k. Definitely can maintain at 21 SLP. Another version of this is you don't go for the back, you go for something like these 3D hair, balloon, and egg bomb, right? This is what a lot of people call the Elijah or Indes bird. Slightly more expensive, but it has zero cost with the balloon. It has the utility of same utility of card draw. You can make a lot of plays with minus attack, and then you can minus attack, egg bomb, and then balloon. He will miss one attack. He will do reduced damage on the second, and then even if he uses 4 cards, maybe he doesn't kill the bird just because you just use 2 minus attack, right? I see someone asking if it's the same to go for the bird but the post fight, right? The reason post fight is fine. In high MMRs it's fine because it's faster. You get to draw your combo faster for 0 cost. But the downside is you will lack the card draw and the damage coming from hair, right? So if you go for something like
SWB audio capture, not
bomb,
registered.
blackmail, and hair. Oh, sorry, all-out shot. Post-fight, right? So this is a cheaper option. It's, like this works in a lot of matchups as well, but you will lack that damage, right? Some games you will notice that you lack damage or you lack the card draw, and that comes from the hair. But this is a good replacement. This is a good budget replacement as well, because I think with the hair right now, it's right, with the hair is with hair is too expensive. So a good replacement is definitely to go for all-out shot post fight. But I think rather than this, if you're going for like sneaky raid all out, you rather just go dark soup, which is even cheaper than sneaky raid. Right? Dark soup is 0.54. It does pretty much the same thing. The only downside is it always targets the fastest. But you know, if you're aiming for 2,500 MMR or at least 2,200 to maintain 21 SLP, this is completely fine as well. But you know, for this price difference, which is like barely anything, I would rather just go for the hair dagger bird. Right, so yeah, like hair dagger bird is a lot better. If I were to rank this, I would say this is the best, this is the second, this is like, just because of the price difference isn't that much. It's like $20. You would be better just to get with the dark soup hair. You don't need the sneaky in 2,200 MMR.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
$700, right? Okay. So for what was the second lineup? Like you talked about like a new scholar, like a graduating scholar, right?
For the second lineup, if you were to graduate as scholar, what is the cheapest team that you can actually build that can actually compete maybe until 182 to 1, or maybe up to something that can get you consistently at 21 SLP? But right now, I think there's a lot of cheap options, right? Because I've been seeing a lot of standard BBPs on 2.1 to 2.5. They're using just the 41 speed beast.
Yeah.
So
like,
yeah.
Right now Axie is pretty cheap to enter. I think my main wait, let me retract that. So a lot of people think that, you know, buying the most expensive or the best Axies, it's an easy way to get to, you know, high MMR. It's not, right? Because, you know, even something like classic BBP. Sometimes I play arena and I'll meet a Ronin in beast and a random reptile at 3k MMR. Right, so I think I faced one today. Let me see if you can find it. So it's not, Axie is, you know, maybe 30% of, you know, the Axies you bring and 50% of skill, right? The reason that some people can get that high with like very cheap Axies is because they really understand the strengths and weaknesses of their lineup, and they understand how to play against the opponent right now.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Yeah, so it was, if I remember correctly, it was a Ronin in beast and a reptile with bulwark, bulwark, Potaro, scaly spoon, and tiny dino. Right, and it was just a reptile, a very slow reptile. Right, so like something like this is pretty slow as 45 speed is. But let's just say he goes for like something like this, right? This is 0.055, Then you have the Rim Beast, which is super cheap, right? Ronin, Imp, Crack, Natural. Right. This is something that a lot of scholars use. There's something very simple. It wasn't even a 45 speed. It was like 40 speed. It was like very slow speed, right? Like let's just take this, right? He played these two plus a very standard plant with hot bud, cactus, October vegetable, right? The total price of that whole composition is maybe 0.15 Ethereum, which is $600. Let's see. This hot bud vegetable. Right, the classic. This is a very something you see on a lot of scholars as well, right? So it's not even, this whole lineup is barely 0.12 ETH, which is less than $500, and he was playing this at 3,000 MMR.
SWB audio
And I
capture,
actually lost
not
to him.
registered.
This thing in the midline is super strong. Even if I killed his beast round 2 and I still lost because his midline was strong. Because he built his team in a way that it counters a lot of different situations. Even when I graveled him and he still beat me because his lineup is very well rounded. His midline kills aquas, his backline kills plants, and then his plant is just here to do some damage and pressure, right? So I definitely do not recommend a lineup like this because for new players, maybe for graduating players who has experience playing Axie already, this is fine. The reason is because it requires you to be able to get maximum value out of your plant and your beast before they die, because they are the most likely to die first. Like he had no zero cost. He wasn't running any zero cost, and it was working fine for him, mainly because he understood how to play the tempo of the game depending on what the opponent is, right? So if you feel confident in your understanding of the game, something like this, very cheap, even in low MMRs, this guy will kill all the aquas in like 1,200 to 1,600 MMR, and then having the bulwark is super strong against Thermies as well. You have the beast backline, which you can stall with your mid, and then you can kill the Thermie with your beast. So if you feel confident in your understanding of the game, you can definitely go for this, which is less than $500. Adventure will be easy for you because you got a lot of damage, and playing arena, if you master this, I've seen this at 3,000 MMR. So like getting to 2,000 MMR with this is not, I wouldn't say it's going to be easy.
SWB audio capture, not
margin
registered.
of a price to get to 2,000 MMR. But for something simpler, give me a second. All right, for something simpler, let's say an AAP lineup, right? Or ABP. I think AAP has the better ceiling, and it's probably not too expensive in terms of the difference, right? So for AAP, like even the classic AAP, is not pure aquas, of course. Blade.
Zero, while we're on this topic, can you share us your insights regarding the aqua card nerfs? What are your thoughts on it, and how do you think our scholars with AAP, your AAP lineups that had their cards nerfed, adjust and manage to grind back to their previous MMRs?
I think, especially if you're like scholars with risky plus goldfish, it's gonna be tough. It's going to be a tougher road because you just lost a total of 30 damage from 2 cards and almost 15 shields, right? So you have to play a lot even before the changes, playing Aquas, playing double Aquas was a lot about really understanding the tempo as well as never overplaying cards. And after the changes, it just made it even harder. Right, it's not impossible, but it's definitely harder.
SWB audio capture not
There's a lot
registered.
more times where you have to play, like, even if your like plant has low HP, if you have an October, sometimes in the previous patch you might feel that I can skip because I have damage after, but right now it's a lot of getting maximum value of your plant. Playing double Aquas, it's less about playing the actual Aquas, but it's 50% getting value out of the plant, right? So you want to keep your plant alive as long as possible. You only give it up if you cannot save it for sure, or if it's dead for sure. But if you can save it, you definitely want to save it, because the plant, even though in a full Axie team, each Axie is 33%, in AAP, when you're playing AAP, the plant is actually 50% of the power of your whole lineup, right? If you manage to stall, if you manage to slow down the tempo with your plant in your AAP, you are able to get more wins with that. So it's a small mindset change that, you know, your plant is even more important than before. Previously, we would just let it die and play with 4 or 6 energy as Aquas, because we know that, you know, we can kill him with 4 energy with 2 Nemos as well. Then we have another 4 energy next turn, and then we can move from there. But right now, it's harder. It's a lot harder. All right. So yeah, we're talking about, you know, AAP for season 19, right? You need 2 beast cards on the mid. Ideally, the best composition for this is actually something like Arco Sando, but it's almost double the price of something cheaper, right? This is one with
SWB audio capture
Revenge
not
Arrow and,
registered.
Branch Charge. It's a lot softer, right? Because this is only 25 shields. Arco Sando has 50 shields each. So, budget-wise, you can buy 2 of this with like 1 of this. So, like, the price difference is just too high for me to say, you know, save up a little bit, buy this. No, this is completely fine for double Aqua. You just have to play with a different sort of mindset, right? So this is like $150 at the lowest. Then for the backline, you can go for Revenge Arrow, Koi, Cuckoo, and show it. Risky Beast, Cuckoo, and Piranha or Lamb. Okay, this is pretty expensive, never mind. Let's see. Got her up. Okay, Carrot. Blue Moon. Let's see. Okay, so because we have 2 beast parts here, we don't go for a beast part at the back. We can go for something like this: Lamb, Koi, Namkoi, Cuckoo, and Blue Moon. Right? This is something that worked really well with season 18, but this season is still viable, especially up to 2000 MMR. Right? Still high shields. You got range card. You got Cuckoo. Cuckoo nerf 10 shields isn't a big deal. Right? You still can get big shields with the Lamb and Cuckoo.
SWB audio
Koi, double
capture
Lamb,
not registered.
Double Koi, double Cuckoo, something like that. You can give very big shields. So the only change you have to think about is, because you don't have any bug beast damage on the back, you need a plant with bug beast damage, right? So you got 2, you want 1 more on the plant. Again, probably the Sando plant is a very well-rounded plant that works in a lot of different compositions. Yeah, Beach Sando. Okay, not cattails. Hot butt. Right, your plant is going to be slightly more expensive, but because it's so flexible, you can like even when you want to eventually, if you want to upgrade, you can always change it up and use the same plant because it's super flexible. It's not that expensive as other. It's for the price. Being able to be very flexible in it, it's very good. Maybe a cheap option is of like herbivore or zigzag. Zigzag is slightly cheaper. If you go zigzag, you can go cattail. Never mind, more expensive. But yeah, zigzag is a slightly cheaper option. It's a lot tankier. This definitely makes you be able to get value out of your plant because you're able to heal. You got high shields, right? So it's not too far of a price that I would say this is better. This is the more budget option, but if you can afford it, or if you can afford it, definitely go for the
SWB audio capture, not registered.
serious mouth. It's what's the price difference? It's $70 different. For this price difference, if you can afford it, go for the serious. If you cannot afford it, the herbivore, the zigzag works fine as well. Right, so let's say the absolute cheapest, the absolute most budget lineup with these two. This is 0.14 Ethereum total, right? Which is actually just okay. It's a lot more, but yeah. So this is like in terms of lineup, a budget lineup that can reach 2,000 MMR. I think this is the most cheapest I can think of, which has 50% chance to win against every matchup, and against bugs it's auto win. But yeah, this is like very flexible, easy to learn lineup. If you're used to play Aquas, this is definitely something that you already can continue on. Difference is the beat previously double Aquas maybe they only play with one beast part, but right now you need two beast parts. But yeah, this is one of the cheapest options for lineups. You can obviously go for like more budget options if you want to find replacements like a different horn, something less expensive, like maybe even caterpillar, or something that can replace with similar stats. But yeah, this is the most easiest to replicate of a lineup.
Okay, Zero. Sorry. For the last one, I think you haven't made this one yet. Can you create a
SWB
lineup
audio
that
capture, not
you think can
registered.
compete or counter a lot of the current lineups in the leaderboard? Since you're already in the leaderboards, you know which teams are they running. Which is the most well-rounded lineup that can actually compete and make you sustain your position in the leaderboards?
I think right now the current most well-rounded lineup is definitely the double plant bird. It's 50-50 against nearly every other matchup. The only matchup that has the worst time is against bugs, because you need like almost perfect card draw to win bugs. Otherwise, against other matchups, like even against something like shrimp mech, it's still a 50-50 even though they snipe your bird, because like your plants can still 1v1 the mech. So like up in a so there's a couple of variations of this plant, right? Because there's so many of this in the high MMRs, right? Some people like to run variations that counter the opponent's exact same plant. So they still run gravel, but they run like Kestrel on the horn with Violence and Zigzag. So So they get this to, they go for something like this, right? It looks weird because it has higher speed and everything, but this Kestrel counters the classic Jobos plan because one, his horn disables your horn, and it's a range card. So Gravel doesn't disable his Kestrel. So with one card change, he disables this, and he makes this useless. Right. So some people counter
SWB
Gravel
audio
counters
capture,
with,
not registered.
with this Kestrel one. Something else that some people like to run as well is with Tiny Catapult instead of the Kestrel. Let me explain why. It's because one, the horn is a range card as well. So this is a 80 damage, 60 shield, 80 damage, 50 shield range card that doesn't get disabled by Gravel, reflects the Gravel damage to the opponent, and also because he has a Gravel, if he Gravels someone and he plays this, the opponent cannot play any cards at all because this reflects 100% of the damage back to the opponent, and the opponent cannot play melee cards. So this is another sort of tech that some people run in the high MMRs to counter mirrors, as well as this works against a lot of other, even Beast. If Beast tries to 4-card this guy, he survives one turn, he Gravels, and then the next turn he plays double Tiny Catapult. Mechs cannot play like Exekiss or Twin Tail or Furball because they'll just die to it, right? Playing 2 of this reflects 100% of the damage.
We've seen a similar build like that on the YGG Manager's Sculpt. I think it was a reptile from Sir Cuckoo. So basically the gameplay was just to do the numbing and use to tiny spoon. Then eventually he will just die out of the reflect. And since the axe is too beefy, there's no way to kill it before you die, especially if you're a beast or a mech or even a bird. A bird against a tiny catapult is really annoying. You just want to stop. Alright, Xero, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I do agree that a BPP lineup still is a really
SWB
well-rounded.
audio
It is
capture,
50-50
not
on
registered.
most of the times. I think there's a lot of lineups right now that's really 50-50 on most of the lineups. And I think this season is really quite balanced. Do you agree with me or what? I think it's really kind of balanced. I think there's it just depends on how the people play their cards. It depends on how RNG bless them with the card draws. And it's mostly like that. And the grind is still real. Sometimes you really go for a really bad lose streak. Sometimes you really go for a good win streak. And at the end of the day, it's still, I do agree with you, it's 30% of the Axie and still mostly the players' capability to run the lineup.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you can still play a few more arena games, or you can review some of your previous games. But you have a good win streak right now. You haven't lost any game right now. So are you feeling lucky, or do you want to review some of your previous games instead?
I think I might have to cut this short because I have something to attend to. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely okay. We have already learned a lot from you, and do you mind sharing us your social media platforms or anything, so our people here on our Discord channel can follow you and subscribe to you on your channels?
Sure. I stream regularly on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/0_. My Facebook is fb.gg./0.gg, and my Twitter is twitter.com/0_mt8. I'll just drop that in the voice chat, the voice text as well. So my streams are pretty much very similar to how I explain things in this bootcamp.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Learning in general, you can always drop by the stream.
Alright, thank you so much, Xero, once again for having us here, for sharing your time here on our bootcamp. I really learned a lot again from this session, and we do hope that you can come back again sometime next month or next month for another session of bootcamp. Especially when there are new meta changes, there are game changes, and I think V2 is around the corner, and anytime soon I think they will probably launch it. What what are your feels about it? Do you think V2 will come near early 2022, or do you think it's still gonna be pushed a bit back on 2022?
I think it's gonna be slightly pushed back, just to yeah. I think it's gonna be slightly pushed back because of the delay with land. I think everything is gonna be slightly pushed back.
Alright, alright. So I think the priority right now is land, right? Then V2, then anything else after that one. Okay, so that's it, guys. If you still have a few more questions, you can actually contact Xero on his social media accounts. And yeah, thank you so much, Xero, for sharing your time. And I hope you actually did enjoy hosting this bootcamp once again. Thank you so much, Xero.
All right, no, thank you for having me, and hope you all have a good night. Stay safe, especially with the typhoon. Everyone just stay safe, and yeah, see you guys soon, hopefully.
Alright, thank you so much, guys. And guys, to everyone who attended this bootcamp, I think Helmer just got disconnected or something. We'll just announce if there's gonna be a raffle or giveaway for this session. But for you, Steffi will be contacting you in regards to that one. So okay, that's it.
SWB
You can
audio
actually,
capture,
go
not
right now,
registered.
and we'll be ending this live now. Thank you so much, Xero, and hope to see you again in the near future.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Good night, guys.